Hello, everyone. So, woke up this morning, no NAFTA deal yet. Apparently, NAFTA talks sour, raising doubts of deal by Trump-imposed deadline. Crazy. So, talks between Canada and U.S. trade negotiations turned sour last night, and Trudeau government officials are now expressing concern that a final NAFTA deal will not be concluded on Friday, the deadline set by U.S. President Donald Trump. Despite repeated efforts by Minister Freeland to offer concessions to maintain an independent trade dispute mechanism in a revamped deal. I'm going to jump ahead. The U.S. are holding fast on eliminating Chapter 19, which is what I told you yesterday, which allows Ottawa to challenge punitive American tariffs on imports before binational panels. So they want to protect their ability to bring the government, U.S. government, up on charges for high tariffs when Trump is talking clearly about free trade. Okay. Ms. Freeland, who said on Thursday, a deal is possible, had offered the Americans concession on increased U.S. dairy exports to Canada, U.S. and on intellectual property, but Mr. Leitzinger was unwilling to offer any concessions of his own on the two key Canadian demands. So he basically said, yeah, no. So you can, yeah, no. However, if you go over to the National Post, what's that? High-level Canada-U.S. trade deal likely to be announced Friday with details to come later. Really? But I thought that what? Okay, so let's see what these guys have to say. So apparently a deal is imminent. Don't listen to what the Globe and Mail has to say. Let's hear what these guys have to say. This was posted at midnight last night. So either trade soured or didn't, I guess. Quote, the U.S. and Canada will likely announce a trade agreement in principle on Friday, even if the details of it will have to be hammered out later. Two American sources with knowledge of the talks said Thursday. Now, I said to a friend of mine, I don't like playing the unnamed sources game. I don't. But, I mean, I want to point this out. This is crazy. This is a headline that is directly contravening this headline. And, I mean, I don't think anybody else has any more information than I've got. Like, I'll show you. We're going to be looking at Ms. Freeland having a press conference. Those people know what we know. Like, these guys are making crap up. Anyway, well, making crap up, or they are taking a position on this and reporting it through that position. However, we will see what that position is. Okay, so two American sources with knowledge of the talks said Thursday. Okay, that's where we're at. The countries only began negotiating in earnest on Wednesday after the States and Mexico forged a bilateral deal. But they've been working around the clock to meet Friday's deadline for including Canada. Okay, well, if it happens, the agreement announced Friday would probably be just enough to say we're not walking away. I'm not sure how that works, because Trump was pretty clear, either you're in or you're out. Like, we're not walking away is not, maybe you'll give concessions later. Quote, my impression, okay, another source also briefed on some aspects of the negotiation, said any statement would deal with the, quote, parameters of an agreement in principle, leaving the final print to be worked out later, which, I mean, doesn't sound like finalizing a trade deal and doesn't sound like what Donald Trump wants, so that's kind of strange. Quote, my impression is that there's good progress and I'm hopeful there's a deal, but it's not done, said the person late Thursday afternoon. So this sounds like rock-solid reporting right here, National Post. Asked if the talks were revolving around the key question of American access to the Canadian dairy market and the U.S. demand to scrap dispute resolution section prized by Canada, Section 19 that we were talking about, the source said, quote, the issues that people thought would be challenging are the last ones to be negotiated. Yeah, so, and they're saying that, hey, maybe Canada could be negotiating into next month. All right, so the milk farmers decided to get in on it, so I thought that was kind of funny. Hey guys, remember us? You guys said that you wouldn't sell us out, so don't sell us out. And CBC, thanks for helping them. The dairy cartel enforce their purchased assets, right? You keep that pressure on, CBC. You don't let our politicians start enforcing the will of the Canadian people. No, that would not do. Ms. Freeland. Okay, we're going to watch all of this and then another clip because, well, they're both important.
As I said, our starting positions at the beginning were very far apart. I think at this point we know what each side needs, and we're working hard to find a way. My job is to find the deal that works for Canada, and I'm working very hard to do that. I know that Ambassador Lighthizer has a very good understanding of the Canadian positions. Bob and I joke sometimes that we could switch chairs. We know each other's positions so well, and we're working hard to find that win-win, that win-win space. I think that, as we have said from the beginning, we know that Canada and the United States are partners who are extremely important for each other. We have the largest unmilitarized border in the world. Canada is the largest market for the United States, larger than China, Japan, and the UK combined. We do more than $2 billion worth of business every day. So of course, this is an important relationship for both sides. I know that both sides understand that. And our job now, as the Canadians in the room, is to work really, really hard to find those win-win outcomes. And at the end of the day, always to stand very clearly for the national interest and for Canadian values. We will be back later.
As the Canadians in the room, I mean, okay, this is her being more plain that they're not there yet. And I'm sorry that it's, well, we're going to watch it.
The Canadian and the U.S. teams have been working hard this morning, as we have been for more than a year now on this very important negotiation. We are not there yet. As has been the case from the very beginning, Canada is a country that is good at finding win-win compromises. Having said that, in trade negotiations, in this negotiation, we always stand up for the national interest, and that is what we're going to continue to do. We're looking for a good deal, not just any deal, and we will only agree to a deal that is a good deal for Canada.
Okay. How about not decimating our auto sector? Is that a good enough deal for you, Ms. Freeland? Would that be worth fighting for? How about, yeah, you can have our milk sector, and can we please keep our auto sector? And we'll agree, and yes. So that would be the position of most Canadians at this point, Ms. Freeland. Get it done. So a meme came to mind. Link will be in the description. Everything I talk about is linked in the description. So, Justin Trudeau, a couple of days ago, what are we going to do, Justin?
Position on defending supply management has not changed. We will defend supply management.
Right, I forgot. Okay, last little bit here. Trump name-checking Canada last night in Indiana's Trump rally, and it was a very well attended Trump rally indeed. So let's watch.
So we made a great deal with Mexico. And as you know, Canada didn't want to do what we have to have done. And after the deal was made with Mexico, Canada came along, and they're negotiating right now at the White House, at our territory. And it could happen. We'll see what happens. And if it doesn't happen, we'll put tariffs on the cars coming in from Canada, and that'll be even better. So. But I think it's going to happen, and we've really developed a very good relationship. Look, we love Canada, but they have to treat us fairly. They haven't treated us fairly, right? I'll give you an example with Canada. Dairy products. They put tariffs on our dairy products going into Canada, almost 300%. We can't have that. Can't have that. And a lot of other barriers where we can't sell. So we'll open it up, or we'll be, frankly, maybe even better. Either way, it's going to work beautifully, okay? That I promise.
That I promise you. So, Justin Trudeau, Ms. Freeland, could you listen to the president? I think he's telling you what he wants. In fact, I'm sure that he's telling you what he wants. And I'm sure that unless you do it, you will never, ever be elected. Ever. In Canada again. MaximeBernier.com. Donate. Thanks for watching.